2 wasps, 2 stings, and it's time to find out which is worse.
Look at that stinger fly. Oh my gosh, look at those mandibles, they're like shears.
Welcome to the sting-off of Japan.
Oh, yeah! What's going on, guys? We are back in the land of the Japanese giant hornet, whose sting is legendary. But if you ask people from Japan what they're really afraid of, they will often tell you the Japanese wasps are what you have to worry about. They're fast, mean, and sure pack a punch. So let's go catch one and add it to the bite sting index. Here we go. A lot of parks here in Japan have shrines like this behind me. This is not unusual, but the reason we're here at this park is because it has great pathways so we can cover a lot of ground fast, but also they garden these parks, so there's going to be a lot of flowering plants, and that's exactly what we're looking for because that's what the wasps want. What the wasps want, the net likes. Let's get the search going. Wow, look at those steps. Check that out, look at that. Oh, got one. Got one. One was up in these rafters. Got one. Got it. Got it. Nice. We got one, guys. It's not an official catch till we get it in the jar. Let's take a closer look at this thing. There we go. Oh, I missed it. Got it. Yes. All right. This is definitely one of the wasps that I was after, and one of the wasps that the locals are absolutely trying to avoid. The Japanese vespid wasp, the paper wasp, packs a mighty sting. And this one, I have a feeling is going to put me in a world of hurt. All right, well, we got a little bit of daylight left. Let's keep searching. Who knows what else is flying around this forest. Well, this is the perfect time of day to start looking for these wasps, guys. The sun is at an angle and it's a little bit cooler than it was earlier, so we should be seeing some flight taking place. There, you guys see that? Got another. It's a potter wasp. Harry! Oh my gosh. I was hoping we'd find one of these. This is one of the coolest looking wasps in the world. Here we go. All right. Okay, trying to bite through the net right there. Oh man, this thing is so cool. Wasp is in. There we go. All right. Would you look at that? Potter wasp. Called a potter wasp because this wasp is actually a craftsman. It uses mud to build mud pots up in the canopy for nests. And that is why it is called a potter wasp, not because of airy paw. Much like the mud dabbers that we would find in North America, a thin-waisted wasp, however, this one is much more menacing and is rumored to have a much, much more painful sting, which I am about to put to the test by taking a sting for myself. So there you have it, guys. 2 different but very menacing wasps here in Japan. Both feared by locals, but both very different. Which one has the more painful sting? Let's set up the sting table and find out. Here we go. All right, guys, it is game time. We have 2 species of wasp, 2 relatively unknown stings. On the right, we have the paper wasp. This is the one that unfortunately stung our producer, Richard, who lives here. Richard, I'm glad to see you're doing better. Got stung in the face by this wasp. So yeah, there are giant hornets out here, but this is the one that the locals are often coming into contact with, and it is not pretty. Eesh. But here on the left, we have a very rare and unexpected contender. The Japanese potter wasp is much more elusive, and there's very little known about its venom. So today is going to be the ultimate sting-off between these 2 species of wasp here in the foothills of Japan. Like any BSI rating, I'm going to rate the sting of these 2 wasps on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. At the end of this video, we will reveal which of these 2 wasps ranks higher on the BSI. Now, while both of these insects are different species of wasp, they're after the same food. They're both, as adults, eating and foraging for nectar. That's what these wasps eat. However, they are predators. They're out there looking for food for their larvae, which consists of caterpillars, beetles, soft insects, and really anything that they can attack and dose with a lethal sting. The only question is, which one is worse? It's time to find out. Let's start with the paper wasp. I have seen a lot of wasps in my day. This one to me is right up there with the executioner wasp. It looks downright menacing. It has reddish eyes, brilliant bold stripes up and down its abdomen, stripes on its legs, and actually if you look at the thorax, the middle of that wasp, it has these two stripes going down the back, almost like an equal sign. To me, wasp plus sting equals pain. Oh boy. And I think the time has come for the first dose of venom in this video. I did bring an EpiPen with me just in case we have any allergic reaction. I don't believe I will. I've been stung by paper wasp a number of times, but this is a good point in the video to remind you, please do not attempt to recreate anything you're about to see. I don't want you guys to have to go through this. Just appreciate this from behind the screen. Okay, time to get the Japanese paper wasp out of the jar and into the sting zone. Oh, jeez. It is strong. All right, guys, I'm going for it. Look at that stinger fly. Oh boy. And I'm sure some of you are wondering, Mark, are you used to this by now? Or how can you possibly be nervous with all the stings you've done? The nerves always go, guys. This is a very unusual thing to do to yourself. All right, here we go. Woo! Look at that. And how many of you watching right now would love to be standing right here with me, appearing on the Brave Wilderness channel? Well, now it's your turn.
For the first time ever, we're inviting anyone brave enough to join me and the crew on a real Brave Wilderness adventure starring you. Our expedition will take us to Zion National Park, where we'll be staying at some awesome campgrounds right next to all sorts of adventure activities, including canyoneering, rock climbing, and searching for real dinosaur tracks in the deserts right outside of Zion. And of course, it wouldn't be a Brave Wilderness weekend if we didn't go looking for some seriously bizarre creatures. Not an animal expert? Not a problem. There's gonna be something for everyone on these epic adventures. Over 3 unforgettable days, you'll also hike stunning trails, make lasting friendships, and learn the secrets of what it takes to make the world's most viral wildlife videos directly from me. Spots are on sale right now, but they're going quickly. So click the link in the description or follow the link right here on the screen so you can book your spot and see if you have what it takes to become brave. I'll see you out there.
I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the first of 2 wasps from Japan. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Got me right away, and that burns! Wow, do you see the venom on my skin? Oh, yeah! Woo! Yeah, that felt really bad. Oh, you see that right there, guys? Oh, wow, that venom is serious. Yeah. Wow! Wow, way worse than in America. Way worse than the United States paper wasp. Oh, yeah. That lit me up. That lit me up good. Wow. Wow. Whew. All right. All right, hang on. Let's put it back in the jar. Thanks for playing. Oh. Wow. Wow, that was intense. This is radiating pain all the way up to the tips of my fingers right now. I can feel it, like in waves shooting up my arm. Oh. Okay. All right. Let's give this a minute to see like how bad this gets before we move on. Oh, you can see it's really getting red all around. Ooh, super tender. Super tender to the touch. Yeah. I can feel the swelling around the sting site and some redness already starting. That's gonna swell good. I can feel it right now, and my fingers already are starting to swell. All right. Well, 1 sting down, 1 to go. It's time to go up against the potter wasp. Now, another name for this wasp, other than potter wasp, is actually the caterpillar wasps. They are targeting caterpillars specifically to kill and feed to their young up in those mud pots that they're building in the forest. But I think potter wasp sounds a whole lot cooler if you ask me. let's appreciate just how formidable this wasp looks. In terms of warning colorations, this one is like a ninja assassin. Look at it. It's clad in a black exoskeleton marked with brilliant yellow stripes and pattern in the front. Look at that face. It's like war paint. Just on looks alone, I think I'm gonna give the intimidation score to the potter wasp. Reminds me a lot of the warrior wasps in Costa Rica with that bullet-shaped abdomen, and then the way the wings are set up, and they almost have like fighter jet wings. So it's safe to say in terms of intimidation, potter wasp is gonna win that fight. But it is now time for the second of 2 stings in this sting off with the Japanese potter wasp. Oh my gosh, look at those mandibles. They're like shears, like a little pair of scissors on its face. Guys, I might be taking a bite with this one too. It's always a nervous moment when you go into taking the sting of an insect that has very little documentation about it. This could be a relatively mild sting. It could match the might of the Japanese paper wasp, or potentially could be the worst sting I've ever taken. There's only one way to find out. On 3. 1, 2, 3. It's like little tiny. It's just like little pokes. You see that stinger? It's like going under the skin. I'm taking about a dozen stings, which is like I'm trying to get a good one. It's like it's fishing and can't bite it. Oh yeah. All right, felt that. Oh, you know what it reminds me of? Panda ant. Feels like the panda ant. Just like tiny little pokes. Good sting or not, come on, do it. Oh, wow, yeah, that went in. Oh, God, that burns. Oh. All right, that's gonna do that, that's it. All right, guys. There it is. Okay. Well, took about, I'm gonna guess around 40 stings. Micro stings is what they felt like. You can see the effects of all of those tiny stings. I'm gonna have a pretty aggressive secondary reaction. Look at that. You guys see all that building? Actually, here, let's get out the other. First contender. When it comes down to the pain of the sting itself, no doubt about it, paper wasp takes the win on that scorecard. And then the Japanese potter wasp lit me up with probably about 40 small micro stings, but you can already see the reaction from the venom is going to cause serious secondary inflammation. So this is a really interesting outcome because it's going to come down to the scorecard, that aftermath. How will the next 24 hours turn out? That is going to decide which ranks the highest on our sting index. But you don't have to wait a second. It is time to determine the king of the Japanese wasp sting-off. Roll it. On intimidation, the paper wasp reminded me of the executioner wasp. And after seeing the picture of Richard's eye, it had me on edge, and I give it a 7.1 out of 10. The potter wasp had that ninja-like appearance and battle armor, which made me think that it packed a major sting. And like I said in the video, it definitely made me nervous, so it wins this category with a 7.3 out of 10. For pain, the paper wasp was hands down the winner with an instant full stinging dose of a 7.8 out of 10, while the potter wasp was reluctant to give me a full dose sting, resulting in an itchy patch of 40 micro stings, resulting in a 4.7 out of 10. Finally, the aftermath. Both stings grew worse in the days following, and the agony was about the same, but I have to say the paper wasp does win with swelling and inflammation, giving it a 7.4 out of 10, while the potter wasp wound only annoyed me for about a day, giving it a 5.7. Combining all the scores together, the Japanese paper wasp clocks in at a very respectable 7.4 out of 10, where the potter wasp just misses out on 6 land with a 5.9. So in the battle of the Japanese wasp sting-off, the paper wasp is the clear winner and the one you need to worry about if you're ever buzzed by one of these stinging creatures.